Now, Bluehost has made a name for itself as one of the more popular web hosting companies due to how affordable they are, their excellent value, great performance metrics, and very important to me, being newbie friendly. However, Bluehost may not be the perfect choice for everyone. I've personally sailed the Bluehost waters for quite some time now and learned pretty quickly what's great about them and what's not so great. So today I'll cycle through those things to empower you to decide if the cost savings work out to give you what you need, or whether their low prices really mean you're sacrificing features that might leaving you wish you went in another direction. If you decide to get Bluehost, check the description below for a link so I can get you the best deal out there for you, my loyal viewers, so feel free to check out any of that if you like. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that Bluehost is known for is having great uptime. For those of you unfamiliar with uptime, it's literally the amount of time that your site is up and running. Now, there are occasional maintenance glitches where it may go down, but most sites pride themselves on having something upwards of 99%. And when it comes to Bluehost, they have been averaging that and more. Great uptime is 99.9%. They're at 99.98%, which is pretty impressive in my opinion, because that's the average over the last 12 months. So that means that generally sometimes they might actually having 100% uptime, which seems impossible, but actually does happen. One of the things really important about your page is the ability for it to load quickly, because Google has done studies that say that even going from 1 to 3 seconds in the load time of your page can increase the chance that someone's going to say, hey, this is taking too long and I'm out of here. And those split seconds really do make a lot of difference. So this is something that's really, really important to me. And when it comes to Bluehost, they came in at 581 milliseconds, and that's just a little over a half of a second. So when you're talking about that 1 to 3 second range, they're well under it. And the reason why this is important because the majority of people use Google out there, and they gear everything towards mobile first indexing, which means your site also needs to be optimized for mobile users, otherwise you're losing traffic. And either way, a slow website almost always means less traffic and therefore lower sales numbers and so on and so forth. They all correlate and go hand in hand. So that's why I put page loading time second to uptime, because those are really two of the most important things out there that you are looking for in a good web hosting company. And third to being able to keep your site up and running and have people load pages quickly is making sure that they're doing it safely. So when it comes to security, Bluehost gives you a free SSL certificate, which is a secure sockets layer, and that really just is a fancy term for that little lock that appears in the URL bar anytime anyone visits your site. When they see that, as I'm sure you do when you surf the internet, you know that you are doing it safely, that nobody's going to hack your stuff or do anything malicious to you while you are using the internet and visiting whatever site you're on. They also give you access to Cloudflare, which is a really cool company that stores a mirror or a functioning copy of your website on their servers. So if you, for some reason, experience an interruption in service, like a DNS attack or anything else that crashes your site, Cloudflare will keep it up and running so that while you take the time to fix the problem, the people that visit your site have no idea that anything is going on, because normally in this situation, your site will just go down and there'll be nothing there. This way you have time to fix the problem, and you'll do that because Cloudflare actually notifies you when a problem's going on and gives you the best chance possible to minimize any damage that might be associated, or at least just get ahead of it before it gets too crazy. And while I'll get into pricing later, some of the higher tiered plans have security features like a spam experts add-on. They'll give you domain privacy protection and server backup, which work in tandem with your Cloudflare to make sure that your data is up to date and then you have backups, because backing up your site is really, really important to me. You're also going to get more advanced security features like site lock, which help prevent malware attacks, and CodeGuard is another form of protection that they'll give you, which provides daily backups, which I advocate, instead of weekly backups, so you can roll back to previous versions of a site, kind of like the time machine on your Apple computer if you use Apple as your PC of choice. Bluehost is also really easy to use, as I mentioned earlier, because no matter whether you're starting off as a beginner or you've been doing it a long time, it should be easy to use for anybody, and that's one of the things that I look for in a good web hosting company. And when it comes to Bluehost, they have a really intuitive customer portal that's clean. And when I say clean, it means it's aesthetically pleasing in a way that doesn't like clutter your eyes and give you a headache when you look at it, and has so much information it looks like a mishmash. And with their layout and with the use of cPanel, which is an industry standard, it makes Bluehost even easier to use. And if you're using WordPress, which a lot of people out there are using, it's really, really easy to install that. In fact, so much so that Bluehost, along with a couple other companies, have been giving the seal of approval from WordPress, which from what I've heard is a really difficult thing to achieve and requires you as a company to jump through a lot of hurdles and hoops. So getting that designation definitely is worth noting. And if you don't want to use WordPress, they support Drupal, Joomla, Weebly, the list goes on. And then you can customize a template with the drag and drop elements on your page from there. And if you're really, really advanced, Bluehost and you can write code, well, no worries there, Bluehost has you covered. And another thing that's WordPress related that used to cost about $150 or something like that, now they offer for free one time, which is a WordPress site transfer. So if you already have a site and you already have a host, but you're not satisfied with them and you're trying to migrate over to Bluehost, normally would have cost you $150, but now they'll take your WordPress site for free once. And if for some reason you run into an issue, you know customer support is really integral to making sure you're not wasting time and money. And when it comes to Bluehost, they have 24/7 customer support over live chat, phone, and an email ticketing system. On top of that, they have a really vast knowledge base that is really jam-packed with answers to all the frequently asked questions and other useful information you need to maybe navigate it without having to talk to somebody. But in the interest of making sure we vet everything thoroughly, went ahead and tested the live chat option anyway, and the experience was more than pleasant. And even though there was a warning, which you're going to get whenever you deal with a live chat, the queue was longer than usual. I actually busted through it in about 5 minutes, which is not bad in the world of waiting. The questions that I did have were answered quickly. I felt like the person I was talking to had knowledge and was sharing it with me. Some of the responses felt copy and pasted, but there are a lot of common questions out there that don't require a chat agent to sit there and type a unique answer for every person. But when it came to being unique, I did feel like I was getting responses that were not just off of a script. Now let's take a look at Bluehost shared hosting plans. Bluehost offers 4-tiered plans: Basic, Plus, Choice Plus, and Pro. And while it is a great value, I don't recommend the Pro plan for the standard customer. And the reason is that particular plan is tailored for people who already have an established audience and for people who are already going to expect a real heavy flow of traffic on the site once they hit go. So if you're migrating an already popular site, or if you already have a really expansive business and you're just doing a transfer, then the Pro plan might be for you. But the majority of Bluehost customers are more than able to meet their needs with the lower cost plans. But the question is, which one of them is right for you? If you're looking to create just one smaller website, like a new blog or even a really small business, and you really aren't going to expect a lot of traffic, or if you're just on the hunt for the cheapest plan for the value, the Basic plan is a great starting place. If you're looking to create more than one site, you're going to need to look at the Plus and Choice Plus plans, because really the main difference between them is that Choice Plus also provides you with free domain privacy and also free automated backups for a year, which you know I am a big fan of. Domain privacy also means that when people view your site, they won't be able to tell who owns the site, which, depending upon your circumstance, may be a benefit to you. And as far as those automatic backups are concerned, they ensure that if anything for some reason goes wrong with your site, Bluehost always has a backup ready to rock. So if you make a mistake, or if you make a change that you all of a sudden decide you're unhappy with for whatever reason, you can always go back to how you had it before, and that gives you the power to experiment freely while you're developing the site, rather than just make a decision and have it be set in stone. And after your term runs out, domain privacy isn't something you need, you can always downgrade to the Plus plan. And the reason why I've continued to use Bluehost myself for so many years is the incredible value that they offer, the exceptional support that they provide, and how newbie friendly they are. And that's why I love recommending Bluehost. It's especially great for beginners. The user interface is extremely friendly, it's really easy to manage your website, and you'll have outstanding customer support at your disposal. It's really truly the best I've ever experienced in the industry thus far. And the fact that you're getting premium speed, performance, and functionality that's at the same level as more expensive web hosting companies is quite remarkable. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If so, please feel free to leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate it, and a good digital pat on the back feels oh so nice. If you decide to get Bluehost, I'll include a link in the description showcasing the best pricing deal I can get for you, my loyal viewers, and a deal that's not available on their website, so feel free to take advantage of that if you like. Also, if you're curious about any of my other favorite business tools and services, I'll include links to them down below, as well as any of the best discounts I can get to save you as much money as possible. Be sure and let me know any comments or questions you have, since I always love getting to answer as many of them as I can. Nothing is cooler than interacting with people who share my same passions. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, stay safe out there, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.